Hello and welcome again to Blue Garden Cottage. It's absolutely lovely to have you along with us. And yes, I did miss last week's video. Well, I didn't miss it, I did make it, but I had so many problems between my phone, the tablet, microphones, and now I can't even find the microphone. So I don't even know what the volume is going to be like or the sound on this video. So here goes anyway. Just an update, this being a garden week, the first week of June. May has been and gone like all the rest of the year, a whirlwind, a roller coaster ride. Slaps you in the face like you've been tangoed. Brits will know what I'm talking about. Brits been around in the 90s will know what I'm talking about. But I have been busy in the garden. The potting shed, I've potted on quite a few things like my tomatillos. I've been battling the slugs. No matter what I do, I just can't seem to win. Things are really slow, these little tomatoes. Really slow and struggling. It's been an odd May this year. Other things not planned seem to be doing really well. So those all have to go out soon. Sweet peas with slug slime all over them. I don't even know that they're going to survive. I really need to get them in a pot, but I'm so scared to put them out because of all the slugs. Well, remember I said that we still had to cut the hedges, and there the hedges have been topped, cut, tidied up, and so has the top of that conifer hedge, because one of the branches had grown out, and in 2 years it had grown 2 meters above the hedge, so it was completely blocking out light. And we know from other people that these conifers can be an absolute nightmare if they're not kept trimmed regularly and kept under control. It was here before we moved in, obviously. It's very old and we don't dare take it out. Actually, we can't take it out, it's in the neighbour's garden other side of the fence, and it's just grown through the fence over the years. But it is a very good windbreak, and it is a hiding place for all sorts of moths and other flying insects. So it can stay, I don't mind, until of course the neighbours decide to get rid of it. But it's a very good wind barrier for now. And now that we've taken that big conifer that was growing up there out, the light has returned to the garden. It's wonderful. The plants will be so overjoyed, and they are. Everything's growing. There are flowers everywhere between the strawberries, nigella's coming up, the herb robert, there's blackberries, everything is flowering, even the alliums. Look at that. I'm so happy with that. Oh. Wow. So yeah, we've done quite a bit there. It took all day yesterday. And look what has decided to just pop up in 24 hours. The roses, these purple ones, these beautiful fragrant ones, and they don't seem to mind the semi-dappled shade here, so that's fine, and they smell gorgeous. However, they do have lots of aphids. I'm going to have to go on the hunt for ladybirds. But yep, that's what we've been doing. We clipped and tidied the hedge, topped it. That's nice and tidy now. All tidied up. I also yesterday got to sort out the compost, and I sorted out the composters and this big mound of wood chips that was still here. I bagged up about 8 bags full and stored them behind the studio. A little bit left here so I can top up the path in the garden. The wood started to get all rotten and getting mycelium everywhere, so it was starting to rot the wood, so I quickly had to move everything. Layered up between hedge clippings, shreddings, wood chips and kitchen waste, and there's that bay ready to go. Now, the garden. You haven't seen the front garden for a bit, have you? The birds are still visiting the garden. Absolutely love it. The wisteria has flowered for the first time since I planted the thing as a young whip. And it has been absolutely glorious, and the bees have loved it. They really have. And it is growing nicely along the top there. The aqua giving a gorgeous little cottage feel to this. And I love the little nooks and crannies that give you a secret garden view. Like that. It just has a lovely little secret garden vibe. So I did a little bit of tidying up, not much. I had to cut down a bit of the giant teasel because it was growing right the way across. It was self-seeded from 2 years ago and they came up this year, and that's great. I love the big giant teasel, but it's kind of in the wrong place, so it would just block out all view and light from the window, and we like to look out the window into the garden. I thought that was a caterpillar. Thank goodness it's not. Rhubarb is recovering from the storms we had. Pardon me. I chopped and dropped some of the salad, lamb's lettuce and herb robert just to cover the soil where I took down the teasel. The strawberries in bloom right the way around the garden again. Oh, it's very cool in here. It is so much cooler in the garden as opposed to directly outside the garden on the path, which is way hotter. In this part of the garden yesterday it was like 20 degrees in here, but 28 degrees on the pavement, just because of all the tarmac and concrete. Things are growing lovely. Even the little woodland corner with the hostas and the ferns, the hellebores, and there's herb robert creeping in between. It's looking really good, and all of the plants are filling out really nicely. And this year the hollyhock is coming up nicely, so I'll make sure I get some cuttings and seeds from that one. Roses about to open up and bloom. Aronia berries promising a great harvest. Really grateful that Lady's bed straw has come back. It's self-seeded last year or the year before, and it's just decided to come back now, so I'm really happy. I hope it self-seeds everywhere. The primroses are still there. I'll still be struggling to come out between there by the lemon balm. That has got to have a hair trim. But this, look, just a berry, completely devastated by the sawfly. There is fruit, so I'll leave it there. And in the autumn, I think this is where the magnolia is going to go, right next to the lilac. Oh, and this rose. Also ready to flower and looking lovely right next to my tree kale. valerian, herb valerian. Valerian has self-seeded itself from the original plant over there, which seems to be being a perennial. So I thought maybe it might be biennial, but it's the third year it's there, and there is a seedling there, its first year. So all good, all good. Oh, it's lovely to be in the garden. Oh, the honeyberries have got fruit on, but they are not very promising at all. They're supposed to be about that big, at least an inch. And these are, oh, see, it's fallen off already just at the touch, and it feels squidgy, but it does not. Ugh. Yeah, definitely very, very bitter. I do not like it. I am going to cut it down so that I just get the lovely new bright new stems every year for the beauty of it. But the fruit wise, this one is definitely not worth it. So I might get rid of that one over there, and I'll put in some cottage garden flowers over there, hollyhocks and foxgloves and things like that, and more forget-me-nots, of course, and all sorts of beautiful things, because I still have a huge amount of other flowers I want in the garden as well. Now to the back garden again. Now, last week I was working on my granddaughter's little dollhouse indoors, and I did get it painted inside, put the flooring down. I'd made videos about that, and I was going to show you, but of course, like I said, there were so many technical difficulties, there was just no way I could get the video out last week. So I think I'll just put, because there's no volume or sound on the clips, I think I will just make a carousel and play music over the video. So I'll just do like a video and photo carousel for you on that one, and an update on this one. Since then I've started on this one, and it is a real pain to strip down. I have taken the doors and the windows off, these lovely little metal ones. This one was practically glued on, so it's gonna have to be stripped, and I really didn't want to do that, but it'll have to be stripped and painted again. And I'm trying to take the house apart so that I could strip it properly, because there's all sorts on the inside, and it's very difficult because this is that pressed board, the hard board, and it just tears. It's like cardboard. So I might just make a note and measurements and pictures of this, and just have to remake some parts new from fresh stuff. Hopefully really good wood instead of the board, the hard board. But we'll see what we can do and what we can find. But for now, it's being stripped, and then to get all these nasty layers of horrible paint off, and see what we can go and do from then. So I think I'll do little stage videos and photos as I'm going through stuff, and I'll do a better picture of that closer to the time when it's finished, and then an update when it is. So that'll probably be about November before you see this again. Maybe little clips here and there as I'm going through the months. It is already June, so this month, I mean, I'm going to give you an update on the crafts for the craft week anyway, and what I'm doing in the house, because I've got to do a whole clear out. But it is the middle of the year. I cannot believe we're already in June. It is just, it's unbelievable. But it is the time of year that I like to do the same kind of review that I do at the end of the year. So I do a mid-year as well, because a whole year is a long way to go, and we have done quite a few things. We've still got more to do, so it just helps to put things back in order. So I'll go through our list of to-dos, jobs to do for the garden, the home, the crafts, whatever, and see where we are on all of those things, what still needs doing, if there are any changes need to be made. The same thing I do at the end of the year, as I told you, was it December, January? So I will put a link up to that one in the top corner of the video or in the description box. Either way, there'll be something there to link this video to that one, just as a catch up. And then I'll talk to you about that one nearer the end of the month, in the self-reliance week this month. So, oh yeah, we've done quite a bit in the garden. All I'm doing at the moment in the potting shed is just to keep the seedlings alive. I'll be sowing a few seeds as and when I get the chance. And thankfully, with all the work done yesterday, it's just maintenance for a bit now, and I can focus on the crafts and the house for a little bit, because I am desperate for a clear out. I really am. I really need to gut and clear out. So I'll be doing that as well this month. Oh, I must have Hermione Granger's time turner or something, because literally I have 3 hours a day to work. So I don't know how I'm going to achieve all of that in just 3 days a week. So that's 9, maybe 12 hours a week where I could work, but mostly 9 hours. Thursday is usually a day where I cram in all appointments and catch up stuff ready for the weekend, preparing for the weekend for the children to come. So I literally have Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, maybe 3 hours in each of those days to work. So I'm gonna have to whiz around like Taz. Something needs to change, doesn't it? Right then, I'm gonna get on with the work at hand. I hope that in this wonderful weather, while it lasts, well, for you in the UK, I hope it's a good week. Enjoy whatever nature throws at you. Make the most of it and work appropriately for the weather. And rest. Oh, we got a bit sunburnt yesterday. Even with a hat on, I got a bit sunburnt. And I got hat hair. Oh my gosh. Oh, can you see all the gaps on the side? I'm still losing hair. So that's another topic altogether. Not bothering me. So, okay people. It's been lovely to catch up with you. Have a fantastic week, and I shall speak to you again next week, which is homemaking in the cottage, possibly. I'll see about that one. I did promise you a recipe last month, didn't get to do it, so I shall try to do that this month. Take care folks, speak to you again soon. Bye bye.